course, the most frequently used feature on any telephone system is the ability to transfer a call to another user. So you need to like this bit. This bit's got to be simple for you. So let's bung a phone call into this particular phone. So if we dial into this particular phone on a direct dial number, as the telephone rings, as usual, we'll see the caller ID and we'll also see the reason for the call. So if we answer this call, if we now wish to transfer it to another extension, for argument's sake, extension 209 here, rather than hit the transfer key, I can just go straight for the 209 key. And as I do this, the mobile phone has now been put on hold, and we're able to introduce this caller from the reception telephone here. So having introduced the caller, if we answer the call here, if we introduce the caller, if we now hang up at reception, what happens is the mobile phone is now connected to that telephone. Very, very simple. Very, very simple to transfer a call on this phone system. So another way of doing this, by the way, you could do what's called a blind transfer. So let's just do that again. So again, if we put the phone call in, this time as the phone rings, this time as the phone rings, rather than introduce the caller, we're just going to put it straight through to that extension. So here's the call, go to put it through to that extension, tap the extension number and put the phone straight down. Notice how the ring now changes, and therefore this recipient of the call knows that they are answering an outside call and therefore can put the correct telephone voice on to take the call. So we'll just end that call. At this juncture you're probably thinking, well, why have Samsung bothered to put a transfer key on the system? And the reason, of course, is that not everybody might have a phone with sufficient soft keys on there to represent each of the extensions they've got in the building. If you've got a couple of hundred extensions, you might not have enough buttons for that. So the reason you would have a transfer key is to transfer to a specific extension. So let's just do that. So a call comes in, and as the call is answered, you can then hit the transfer key followed by the extension number you wish to transfer the call to. And again, if you wish to blind transfer it, just put the phone down immediately, and there you go, there's your call through to your transferred extension. Another reason that you would need the transfer key is the ability to transfer a call out of the building. So this time, let's make a call, and let's say this person now wishes to be transferred to the mobile phone. Just hit transfer key followed by the mobile phone number, which in this case I've actually got under one key just to save me dialing that particular number. What's happening now is the external caller is listening to a message on hold, or a music on hold, or some sort of tone on hold. Meanwhile, as this phone rings, if I answer the phone now, and it is ringing, it's just set to silent, I can introduce the call, and as I put this down, what you'll notice is if you hold the mobile phone up to the microphone now, you can hear that I have actually put the speaking clock through to the mobile. So you can literally transfer any call anywhere in the world. The receiving phone doesn't need to be anything special. It could be a ship-to-shore phone, it could be a dodgy old phone in Russia, it really doesn't matter. So moving on from the transfer key, let's move down now to the hold key. Well, all phone systems, of course, have a hold key. It is slightly more powerful on this system. First of all, notice when I'm on a call, and you might not be able to see this, but we have a steady green light here. Green means go, that means it's your call. Red, that means stop, it's somebody else's call. Notice it is a steady green light, it's not a flashing green light. When you go to put a call on hold, all of a sudden now it says in screen, on hold. And although again you might not be able to see this, this has now changed to a flashing green light, indicating it's still green for go, but it's a call that's on hold. Now, unless your name is Barclays Bank or Vodafone, you can't put a call on hold forever. So what happens after a period of time, you get a flashing light indicating it's a recalling call. Notice this time it's gone orange, and in screen it tells you it's a recalling call. So at this point, rather than answer it in your company name again, you can pick it up and say who you're holding for. So you don't sound such a Charlie to the person at the other end. Now, most of the time that's a plus point, but if of course you're on a second call when the recall timer kicks in, rather than go nowhere, what happens is the call goes back to something called the operator group. This is the group of telephones that you tell us to make members of the operator group at the point of installation. And again, when the call recalls to them, they would get an orange flashing lamp, There is an orange flashing lamp here as well, I forgot to mention, and also again in screen it will say to them recalling call. So again, they can pick it up in the full knowledge that this is in fact an external call. Now most of the time that's a plus point, but occasionally that could be a minus point. If, for example, you have a very personal call, let's say you've put a member of your family on hold or your bank manager on hold, what you might not want to happen is you might not want that call to be recalling back to other people within the organisation. So all you've got to do in that sort of situation is, rather than single press the whole key, if you double press the whole key, rather than saying on hold in screen, it says on exclusive hold. So it is in fact exclusively held for this extension, meaning that it's not possible to be picked up by accident by anybody else in the organisation. And there's the recall.